enough to dwell in. I'm sure I never intended that she should go and live at the bottom of a stream. It makes me perfectly wretched to think of the discomfort she must have undergone.
Think of the damp. And her chest was always delicate.
And the frogs! Oh, I never shall know any peace of mind until I know why Iolanthe went to live among the frogs.
But why not summon her and ask her?
Why, because if I set eyes on her, I should forgive her at once.
Then why not forgive her? 25 years. It's a long time.
Think how we loved her.
Loved her? What was your love to mine? Why, she was invaluable to me. Who taught me to curl myself inside a water-cup? Iolanthe. Who taught me to swing upon a cobweb? Iolanthe. Who taught me to dive? To nestle in a nutshell. To gamble upon gossamer. Iolanthe.
She certainly did surprising things.
Oh, give her back to us, great queen. For your sake, if not for ours.
Oh, I should be strong, but I'm weak. I should be marble, but I am clay. The punishment has been heavier than I intended. I didn't mean that she should go and live among the frogs. Oh, well, it shall be as you wish. It shall be as you wish. you go and live at the bottom of that stream?
To be near my son, Strephon.
Bless my heart. I didn't know you had a son.
He was born soon after I left my husband, by your royal command. But he does not even know of his father's existence.
How old is he?
24.
24?
No one to look at you would think you had a son of 24. But that's one of the advantages of being immortal. We never grow old. Is he pretty? He's extremely pretty. But he's inclined to be stout.
I see no objection to stoutness. In moderation.
And what is he? He's an Arcadian shepherd, and he loves Phyllis, a ward in Chancery.
A mere shepherd, and he half a fairy.
He's a fairy down to the waist, but his legs are mortal.
I don't consider myself to be more curious than anyone else, but I confess I should like to see a person who is a fairy down to the waist, but whose legs are mortal.
Nothing easier. Oh, here he comes.
Good morrow, good mother. Good mother, good morrow. By some means or other, pray banish your sorrow. Join me on telling my blossom is swelling, so join in the measure expressive of pleasure, for I'm to be married today, today. Yes, I'm to be married today.
Yes, he's to be married today, today. Yes, he's to be married today. Then the Lord Chancellor has at last given his consent to your marriage with his beautiful ward, Phyllis.
Not he, indeed. To all my tearful prayers, he answers me, a shepherd lad is no fit helpmate for the ward of Chancery. I stood in court, and then I sang him songs of Arcady, with flageolet accompaniment, in vain. At first he seemed amused, so did the bar, but quickly wearying of my song and pipe, he bade me get out. A servile usher then, in crumpled bands and rusty bombazine, led me, still singing, into Chancery Lane. I'll go no more. I'll marry her today and brave the upshot, be it what it may. But who are these?
Oh, Strephon, rejoice with me. My queen has pardoned me.
Pardoned you, mother. This is good news indeed.
And these ladies are my beloved sisters.
Your sisters? Then they are my aunts.
A pleasant piece of news for your bride on her wedding day.
Hush, my bride knows nothing of my fairyhood. I dare not tell her, lest it frighten her. She thinks me mortal, and prefers me so.
Your fairyhood doesn't seem to have done you much good.
Much good. My dear aunt, it's the curse of my existence. What's the use of being half a fairy? My body can creep through a keyhole. What's the good of that when my legs are left kicking behind? I can make myself invisible down to the waist. But what's the use of that when my legs remain exposed to view? My brain is a fairy brain, but from the waist downwards I am a gibbering idiot. My upper half is immortal, but my lower half grows older every day, and someday or other must die of old age. What's to become of my upper half when I bury my lower half? I really don't know.
Poor fellow! Don't let that distress you. With a fairy brain, you should seek an intellectual sphere of action. Let me see. I've a borough or two at my disposal. How would you like to go into Parliament?
A fairy member. That would be delightful.
I'm afraid I should do no good there. You see, down to the waist, I am a Tory of the most determined description, but my legs are a couple of confounded radicals, and on a division are sure to take me into the wrong lobby. You see, they are 2 to 1, which is a strong working majority.
Don't let that distress you. You shall be returned as a liberal conservative. And your legs shall be our peculiar care.
I see your majesty does not do things by halves.
No, we are fairies down to the
the same thing.
I suppose it is. But oh, Strephon, I tremble at the step I am taking. I believe it's penal servitude for life to marry a ward of court without the Lord Chancellor's consent. I shall be of age in 2 years. Don't you think you could wait 2 years?
2 years? Have you ever looked in the glass?
No, never.
Here, look at that. And tell me if you think it's rational to expect me to wait 2 years.
No, you're quite right. It's asking too much. One must be reasonable.
Besides, who knows what will happen in 2 years? Why, you might even fall in love with the Lord Chancellor himself by that time.
Yes, he's a clean old gentleman.
As it is, half the House of Lords are sighing at your feet.
The House of Lords are certainly extremely attentive.
Attentive? I should think they were. Why did 5 and 20 Liberal peers come down to shoot over your grass plot last autumn? It couldn't have been the sparrows. Why did 5 and 20 Conservative peers come down to fish your pond? Don't tell me it was the goldfish. No, no, delays are dangerous. And if we are to marry, the sooner the better.
I to live
pretty young wards in Chancery, all very agreeable girls, and none are over the age of 21. A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible counsel. A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible counsel. But though the compliment implied inflates me with legitimate pride, it nevertheless can't be denied that it has its inconvenient side. I'm not so old, and I'm not so plain, and I'm quite prepared to marry again. But there'd be the dues to pay in the Lords if I fell in love with one of my wards, which rather tries my temper, for I'm such a susceptible chancellor. Which rather tries his temper, for he's such a susceptible chancellor. And everyone who'd marry a ward must come to me for my accord, and in my court I sit all day, giving agreeable girls away. With one for him, and one for he, and one for you, and one for ye, and one for thou, and one for thee. But never, oh never, a one for me. Which is exasperating, for I'm such a susceptible chancellor. Which is exasperating, for I'm such a susceptible chancellor.
And now, my lords, to the business of the day.
By all means, Phyllis, who is a ward of court, has so powerfully affected your lordships that you have appealed to me in a body to give her to whichever one of you she may think proper to select. And the noble lord has just gone to her cottage to request her immediate attendance. It would be idle to deny that I myself have the misfortune to be singularly attracted by this young person. My regard for her is rapidly undermining my constitution. 3 months ago, I was a stout man. I need say no more. If I could reconcile it with my duty, I should unhesitatingly award her to myself. For I can conscientiously say that I know no man so well fitted to render her exceptionally happy. But such an award would be open to misconstruction, and therefore, at whatever personal inconvenience, I waive my claim.
My lord, I desire the part of this house to express its sincere sympathy with your lordship's most painful position.
I thank your lordship. The feelings of a Lord Chancellor who is in love with a ward of court are not to be envied. What is his position? Can he give his own consent to his own marriage with his own ward? Can he marry his own ward without his own consent? And if he marry his own ward without his own consent, can he commit himself for contempt of his own court? And if he commit himself for contempt of his own court, can he appear by counsel before himself to move for arrest of his own judgment? Oh, my lords, it is indeed painful to have to sit upon a woolsack which is stuffed with such thorns as these.
My lords, I have much pleasure in announcing that I have succeeded in inducing the young person to present herself at the bar of this house.
young ladies the fairest, her lips are the rosiest show, her eyes are the richest and rarest, her origins lowly it's true, but of birth and position I plenty, I grammar and spelling for two, and blood and behavior for 20. Of birth and position I plenty, with blood and behavior for 20. Of birth and position I plenty, with blood and behavior for 20. Though the views of the house have diverged on every conceivable motion, all questions of party are merged in a frenzy of love and devotion. If you ask us distinctly to say what party we claim to belong to, we reply without doubt or delay, the party we're singing this song to. If you ask us distinctly to say, we reply without doubt or delay, the party we claim to belong to is the party we're singing this song to. The party we claim to belong to. The party we're singing this song to.
I'm very much pained to refuse, but I stick to my pipes and my tables. I can spell all the words that I use, and my grammar's as good as my neighbor. As for birth, I was born like the rest. My behavior is rustic but hearty, and I know where to look for the best. What a particular party!
I suppose she was born like the rest. She knows where to look for a party when she wants a particular party. She knows where to look
Whenever I want.
for a party.
Nay, tempt me not, to else I'll not be bound. In lowly cot alone is virtue found.
Oh no, indeed, high rank will never hurt you. The peerage is not destitute of virtue. Spurn not the nobly born with love affected, not beat with virtue scorn the word connected. High rank involves no shame, we boast an equal claim, with the aim of humble name to be respected. Love, when virtuous love is sought, by power is not, the dating from the blood to blood, of all blood. When virtuous love is sought, by power is not, the dating from the blood to blood, of all blood. Spare us the bitter pain of stern denials, nor with love born disdain augment our trials. Hearts just as pure and fair may beat in Belgrave Square, as in our lonely air of 7 dials. Oh, blood,
definite command. 'Tis I, young Strephon, mind this priceless treasure. Against the world, I claim my darling's hand. A shepherd I,
A shepherd he,
a hawk and I,
a hawker he,
betrothed of thee,
betrothed of thee,
and mean to be
espoused today. A shepherd he, a hawker he, a shepherd he, a hawker he, betrothed of thee, and mean to be espoused today. Neath this bow and the diamond dagger, though we mental and stagger, in each heart, proud of me lately, let's depart, dignified and stately, let's depart, dignified and stately, 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 dignified and stately.
What excuse have you to offer for having disobeyed an order of the Court of Chancery?
My lord, I know no courts of chancery. I go by nature's acts of parliament. The bees, the breeze, the seas, the rooks, the brooks, the vales, the gales, the fountains, and the mountains cry, you love this maiden. Take her, we command you. It is writ in heaven, by the bright barbed dart that leaps forth into lurid light from each grim thundercloud. The very rain pours forth her sad, sodden sympathy. When chorus nature bids me take my love, shall I reply nay, but a certain chancellor forbids it? Sir, you are England's Lord High Chancellor, but are you Chancellor of birds and trees, King of winds, and Prince of thunderclouds?
No. It's a nice point. I don't know that I ever met it before. But my difficulty is that at present there's no evidence before the court that chorused nature has interested herself in the matter.
No evidence? You have my word for it. I tell you, she bade me take my love.
Ah, but my good sir, you mustn't tell us what she told you. It's not evidence. Now, an affidavit from a thunderstorm, or a few words on oath from a heavy shower, would meet with all the attention they deserve.
And have you the heart to apply the prosaic rules of evidence to a case which bubbles over with poetical emotion?
Distinctly. I have always kept my duty strictly before my eyes, and it is to that fact that I owe my advancement to my present distinguished position. When I went to the bar as a very young man, said I to myself, said I'll work on a new and original plan, said I to myself, said I never assume that a rogue or a thief is a gentleman worthy implicit belief, because his attorney has sent me a brief, said I to myself, said I. Ere I
go into court, I will read my brief through, said I to myself, said I. And I never take work I'm unable to do, said I to myself, said I. My learned profession I'll never disgrace by taking a fee with a grin on my face when I haven't been there to attend to the case, said I to myself, said I. I never throw dust in a juryman's eye, said I to myself, said I. Or hoodwink a judge who is not otherwise, said I to myself, said I. Or assume that the witnesses summoned in force in exchequer, Queen's bench, common pleas and divorce, had purged themselves as a matter of course, said I to myself, said I. In other professions in which men engage, said I to myself, said I. The army, the navy, the church, and the stage, said I to myself, said I. Professional license, if carried too far, your chance of promotion will certainly mar, and I fancy that rule might apply to the bar, said I to myself, said I.
Oh, Phyllis, to be taken from you just as I was on the point of making you mine. Oh, it's too much. It's too much.
My son in tears? And on his wedding day?
My wedding day? Weep with me, mother, for the law has interposed between us, and the Lord Chancellor has separated us forever.
The Lord Chancellor? Oh, if he did but know.
If he did but know what?
No matter. The Lord Chancellor has no power over you. Remember, you're half a fairy. You can defy him. Down to the waist?
Yes, but from the waist downwards, he can commit me to prison for years. Of what avail is it that my body is free if my legs are working out 7 years penal servitude?
True. But take heart. Our Queen has promised you her special protection. I'll go to her and lay your peculiar case before her.
My beloved mother, how can I repay the debt that I owe you?
The day, and all is dull and grey, to chase the gloom away, on thee I'll call.
What was that?
I think I heard him say that on a rainy day, to while the time away, on her he'd call. We think we heard him say that on a rainy day, to while the time away, inside St James's Park and give him one. He heard the minx remark, she meets him after dark, inside St James's Park and give him one. The prospect not so bad, my heart so sore and sad, may very soon be glad of sorrow sun. When the sky is dark, and tempest wreck above, if I should need a love to give him one, I'll give him one.
this mirth unseemly that shakes the listening earth.
The joke is good extremely and justifies our mirth. This gentleman is seen with a maid of 17, taking of his dolce far niente. And what does he achieve? For he asks us to believe she's his mother and he's nearly 5 and 20.
Recollect yourself, I pray, and be careful what you say, as the aged Roman said, Festina lente. For I really do not see how so young a girl could be the mother of a man of 5 and 20.
My thoughts of evidence I have not heard. She is, has been, my mother from my birth. It may be born upon her lap I lay with the infant born.
might have started, then gives a hand to one and leaves me broken-hearted.
A cruel one to separate two lovers from each other.
Oh, fire, Strephon's not a rogue.
You've done him an injustice, but the lady is his mother.
Taradiddle, toll-on-lay.
That babe would perhaps serve its turn as well as any other. I didn't see her face, but if they fond of one another, and she's but 17, I don't believe it was his mother. Taradiddle,
toll-on-lay.
I have often had a use for a thoroughbred excuse of a certain which is English for a plenty. But of all I ever heard, this is multiple absurd, for she's 17 and he's 5 and 20.
She's 17 and he is only 5 and 20. Oh, fire, Strephon is a rogue.
Now listen, pray to me, for this paradox will be carried nobody at all contradicente. Her age upon the date of his birth was -8. If she's 17 and he is 5 and 20.
But she is 17 and he is only 5 and 20. To say she is his mother is not a bit of folly. Oh, fire, Strephon is a rogue. Perhaps his brain is out and he's very melancholy. Taradiddle, toll-on-lay. I wouldn't say a word that could be reckoned as injurious, but to find a mother younger than his son is very curious. And not the kind of mother that he should do when he's furious. Taradiddle, toll-on-lay.
Go away, madam, I should say, madam. Display, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to intrude, madam, with your brood, madam, brazen-faced. You compare, madam, interfere, madam, with a pair, madam, I am one. You're the pair, madam, what you dare, madam, so take care, madam, and be gone.
Let us say, madam, I shall say, madam, let you slay, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to allude, madam, to your brood, madam, brazen face. With no fear, madam, any fear, madam, oh my dear, madam, this is one. They will stare, madam, when aware, madam, what they dare, madam, what they do.
Bearded by these puny immortals, I will launch from fairy portals. Oh, the most terrific thunders in my armory of wonders. Shouting on terrific thunders, oh, fairy festas thunders.
Let us say, madam, I shall say, madam, let you slay, madam, shocking taste. It is rude, madam, to allude, madam, with your brood, madam, brazen face. With no fear, madam, interfere, madam, never fear, madam, I am one. You're aware, madam, what you dare, madam, so take care, madam, what you dare, madam, what you got. You're aware, madam, so take care, and be
Oh, John, so unwary, it's highly necessary your tongue to teach respectful speech, your attitude to vary, your body not so airy, your manner arbitrary, are out of place when face to face with an influential fairy.
We were talking to an influential fairy.
Plague on this vagary. I mean a nice quandary. Of hasty tone with dames unknown, I ought to be more chary. It seems that she's a fairy from Anderson's library, and I took her for the proprietor of a ladies' seminary.
Please you got for the proprietor of the ladies' seminary.
When next your house is to assemble, you may tremble. I'll run frights you enjoy on Friday nights. He will prick that annual blister, marriage with deceased wife's sister.
Mercy!
Titles shall ennoble then all the common council men. Here shall team in Christendom, and a duke's exalted station be attainable by competitive examination.
How nature Helen too. But then the prospect of a lot of dull MPs in close proximity, all thinking for themselves is what no man can face with equanimity. Then let's rejoice with loud Allah, 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 how nature always does contrive, Allah, Allah, that every boy and every girl that's born into the world alive is either a little liberal or else a little conservative. Allah, 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 is either a little liberal or else a little conservative.
not death to wish to marry a mortal.
If it were, you'd have to execute us all. Oh, this is weakness. Subdue it.
We know it's weakness, but the weakness is so strong.
We're not all as tough as you are.
Tough? Do you suppose that I am insensible to the effects of manly beauty? Look at that man. A perfect picture. Who are you, sir?
Private Willis, B Company, 1st Grenadier Guards, sir!
Mom, you're a very fine fellow.
I am generally admired. Sir!
Oh, Mom, I can quite understand it. Now here is a man whose physical attributes are simply godlike. That man has a most extraordinary effect upon me. If I were to yield to natural impulse, I would fall down and worship that man. But I mortify this inclination. I wrestle with it. And it lies beneath my feet. That is how I treat my regard for that man.
suppose it's because I care for Strephon, for I hate him. No girl could love a man who goes around with a mother considerably younger than himself.
Phyllis, my darling. Phyllis, my own.
Don't! How dare you? Oh, but perhaps you're the two noblemen I'm engaged to.
I am one of them. I am the other.
Well then, my darling. My own. Oh. Well, have you settled which it's to be?
Not altogether. It's a difficult position. It would be hardly delicate to toss up. On the whole, we'd rather leave it to you.
How can it possibly concern me? You are both earls. You are both rich. And you are both plain.
So we are. At least I am. So am I. No. I am indeed very plain. Well, perhaps you are.
There's really nothing to choose between you. If one of you would forego his title and distribute his estates among his Irish tenantry, why then, I should then see a reason for accepting the other.
Flora, are you prepared to make this sacrifice? No. Not even to oblige a lady? No, not even to oblige a lady. And then the only question is, which of us should give way to the other? Perhaps, on the whole, she would be happy with me. I don't know. I may be wrong. No, I don't know that you are. I really believe she would. But the awkward part of the thing is that if you rob me of the girl of my heart, we must fight, and one of us must die. It's a family tradition I've sworn to respect. It's a painful position, for I have a very strong regard for you, George. My dear Thomas, you are very dear to me, George. We were boys together. At least I was. If I were to survive you, my existence would be hopelessly embittered. Then, my dear Thomas, you must not do it. I say it again and again. If it will have this effect upon you, you must not do it. No. If one of us is to destroy the other, let it be me. No. Ah, yes. By our boyish friendship, I implore you. Well, be it so. But no. No. I cannot consent to an act which would crush you with unavailing remorse. But it would not do so. I should be very sad at first. Oh, who would not be? That it would wear off. I like you very much, but not perhaps as much as you like me. George, you're a noble fellow, but that telltale tale betrays you. No, George, you are very fond of me, and I cannot consent to give you a week's uneasiness on my account. But, dear Thomas, it would not last a week. Remember, you leave the House of Lords. On your demise, I shall take your place. Oh, Thomas, it would not last a day.
No, I do hope you're not going to fight over me, because it's really not worthwhile.
Well, I don't believe it is. Nor I. The sacred ties of friendship are paramount. Perhaps I may incur your blame, that things are few I would not do in friendship's name. And I may say I think the same, not even love should rank above true friendship's
jest. Love, hopeless love, my ardent soul encumbers. Love, nightmare-like, lies heavy on me chest and weaves itself into my midnight slumbers. When you're lying awake with a dismal headache and reposes to fool my anxiety, I conceive you may use any language you choose to indulge in without impropriety. For your brain is on fire, the bedclothes conspire of usual slumber to plunder you. First your counterpane goes and uncovers your toes, and your sheet slips demurely from under you. Then the blanketing tickles, you feel like mixed pickles, too terribly sharp is the pricking. And you're hot and you're cross, and you tumble and toss till there's nothing to do but the ticking. Then the bedclothes all creep to the ground in a heap, and you pick them all up in a tangle. Next your pillow resigns and politely declines to remain at its usual angle. Will you get some repose in the form of a doze with hot eyeballs and head ever aching? But your slumbering teeth will such terrible dreams that you'd very much better be waking. For you dream you are crossing the channel and tossing about on a steamer from Harwich, which is something between a large bathing machine and a very small second-class carriage. And you're giving a treat, heavy ice and cold meat to a party of friends and relations. They're a ravenous horde, and they all came on board at Sloane Square and South Kensington stations. And bound on that journey, you'll find your attorney, who started that morning from Devon. He's a bit undersized, and you don't feel surprised when he tells you he's only 11. Well, you're driving like mad with this singular lad. By the by, the ship's now a four-wheeler. And you're playing round games, and he calls you bad names when you tell him the ties pays the dealer. But this you can't stand, so you throw up your hand, and you find you're as cold as an icicle. In your shirt and your socks, with that silver gold clock, was in Salisbury Plain on the bicycle. And he and the crew are on bicycles too, which they've somehow or other invested in. And he's telling the tars or the particulars the company he's interested in. It's a scheme of devices to get us low prices, all goods from cough mixtures to cables, and which tickled the sailors by treating retailers as though they were all vegetables. You get a good space and two clatter small trays, and first take off his boots with a boot tray, and his head will take fruit, and his fingers will shoot, and they blossom and bud like a fruit tree. From the greengrocer's tree you get grapes, green pea, cauliflower, pineapple and cranberries, while the pastry cook bloods chili brandies will grant apple puffs and three-quarters from Banbury's. The shares are a penny, and ever so many are taken by Rothschild and Baring, and just as a few are allotted to you, you awake with a shudder despairing. You're regular red with a crick in your neck, and the one you snort, your head's in the floor, the needles and bits for your soul, your shins in your flesh, and the pickles and that's the stick, the clapping your toes, the finding nose, the fluffing along in a feverish tongue, the thirsty and desolate general sense that you happen to be sleeping in clover. But the darkness has passed, and it's daylight at last, and the night has been long. Diddle, diddle, my song. And thank goodness they're both of them over.
Very sad to see your lordship in this condition.
Ah, my lord, it is seldom that a Lord Chancellor has reason to envy the position of another, but I am free to confess that I would rather be 2 earls engaged to Phyllis than any other half-dozen noblemen upon the face of the globe.
Yes, it's an enviable position when you are the only one. Oh yes, no doubt, most enviable. At the same time, seeing you thus, we naturally say to ourselves, this is very sad. His lordship is constitutionally as blithe as a bird. He trills upon the bench like a thing of song and gladness. His series of judgments in F-sharp minor, given andante in 6/8 time, are among the most remarkable effects ever produced in a court of chancery. He is perhaps the only living instance of a judge whose decrees have received the honor of a double encore. how can we bring ourselves to do that, which would deprive the Court of Chancery of one of its most attractive features?
I feel the force of your remarks, but I am here in two capacities, and they clash, my lords, they clash. I deeply grieve to say that in declining to entertain my last application to myself, I presumed to address myself in terms which render it impossible for me ever to apply to myself again. It was a most painful scene, my lord, most painful.
This is what it is to have two capacities. Let us be thankful that we are persons of no capacity whatever.
Come. Remember, you are a very just and kindly old gentleman, and you need have no hesitation in approaching yourself, so that you do so respectfully, and with a proper show of deference.
Do you really think so?
I do.
Very well. I will nerve myself to another effort. And if that fails, I resign myself to my fate.
If you go in, you're sure to win. Yours will be the charming maid. Be your war, the ancient soul. Fate has never won the lady. Never, fate has never won the lady. When the west and thirst will end, down the ruin day is nigh us. Your horse and don't say down. He who shies at such a prize is not worth another lady. Be so kind to bear in mind, make not ever want the lady. Never, fate will never want the lady. While the sun shines make your day, where the wind is there's a way. Hear the lion in his land, none but the brave deserve the crown.
I'll take heart and make a start, though I fear the prospect shady. Much I'd spend to gain my end. Hate heart never won the lady.
Never, fate will never want the lady. You're nothing good, life's thick, but water's thin. If on a lady upon its marvelous grace the world go round, nothing venture, nothing in. Love is thick, but water's thin. If on a lady upon its marvelous grace the world go round.
I'll take heart and make a start. No, I fear the prospect shady. Much I'd spend to gain my end. Fate will never won the lady.
Never, fate will never want the lady. Nothing nothing win. Love is thick, but water's thin. If on a penny in upon its marvelous grace the world go round. Nothing venture, nothing win. Love is thick, but water's thin. If on a penny in upon
miserable. Poor, broken-hearted fool that I am. Oh, Phyllis, Phyllis.
Yes?
Phyllis? But I suppose I should say my lady. I have not yet been informed which title your ladyship is pleased to select.
I haven't quite decided. You see, I have no mother to advise me.
No, I have.
Yes, a young mother.
Not very. A couple of centuries or so.
Oh, she wears well.
She does. She's a fairy.
I beg your pardon? What?
I have no longer any reason to conceal the fact. She's a fairy.
Fairy? Well then, that would account for a great many things. Then I suppose you're a fairy.
I'm half a fairy.
Which half?
The upper half, down to the waistcoat.
Dear me, it doesn't show.
Don't do that.
But why didn't you tell me this before?
I thought you would take a dislike to me, but as it's all off, you may as well know the truth. I'm only half a mortal.
But I'd rather have half a mortal I do love than half a dozen I don't.
I think not. Go to your half dozen.
It's only two, and I hate 'em. Please forgive me.
I don't think I ought to. Besides, all sorts of difficulties will arise. You see, my grandmother looks quite as young as my mother. So do all my aunts.
I quite understand. Whenever I see you kissing a very young lady, I shall know it's an elderly relative.
You will? Then, Phyllis, I think we shall be very happy.
We won't wait long.
No, we might change our minds. We'll get married first.
And change our minds afterwards.
That's the usual course.
If a week enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, of the feeling I inspire, you may tire by and by, for 'tis with flow and compass press their offers, that is why I am sure we should not tarry ere we marry, you and I.
If a week enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, with the more attractive maiden to a lady who may fly, if by chance we should be parted, broken-hearted, I should die. But I think we will not tarry ere we marry, you and I.
If a week enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, of the feeling I despise, you may tire by and by, of the feeling I despise, you may tire by and by. If a week enough to tarry ere we marry, you and I, of the feeling I despise, you may tire by and by. So I think we will not tarry ere we marry, you and I, you and I, you and
But does your mother know? I mean, is she aware of our engagement? She is. And thus she welcomes her daughter-in-law. Oh, she kisses just like other people. But the Lord Chancellor.
I forgot about him. Mother, none can resist your fairy eloquence. You will go to him and plead for us.
No, impossible.
But our happiness, our very life depend upon our obtaining his consent.
Oh, madam, you cannot refuse to do this. No, not what you ask. The Lord Chancellor is my husband. Your husband? My husband. And your father. Then our course is plain. On his learning that Strephon is his son, all objection to our marriage will be at once removed. No, he must never know. He believes me to have died childless. And dearly as I love him, I am bound under penalty of death not to undeceive him. But see, he comes with my veil.
nights, and I may consider myself engaged to Phyllis. At first, I wouldn't hear of it. It was out of the question. But I took heart. I pointed out to myself that I was no stranger to myself, that in point of fact I had been personally acquainted with myself for some years. This had its effect. I admitted that I had watched my professional advancement with considerable interest, and I handsomely added that I yielded to no one in admiration for my private and professional virtues. This was a great point gained. I then endeavoured to work upon my feelings. Conceive my joy when I distinctly perceived a tear glistening in my own eye. Eventually, after a severe struggle with myself, I reluctantly, but most reluctantly, consented. It may not be, for so the fates decide. Learn now that Phyllis is my promised bride.
My bride? No, no.
It shall be so. Those who would separate us both betide.
My doom thy lips have spoken. I plead Private Willis!
Sir!
To save my life, it is necessary that I marry at once. How would you like to be a fairy guardsman?
Well, ma'am, I don't think much of a British soldier who wouldn't ill-convenience himself to save a female in distress.
You're a brave fellow. You're a fairy from this moment. And you, my lords, how say you? Will you join our ranks?
Well now, with a house of fairs recruited entirely from persons of intelligence, I really don't see what use we are down here. Due to none whatever.
Good. Then away we go